Hello, my name is Patrick Kidd, a student at Liberty University in Health 635 Health Agency Management. For the question, what makes a good collaborative service team for public health? I would say that with the right team, all things are possible. Every individual has their own strengths and weaknesses, but with the right grouping of people, those weaknesses are negated by someone else's strengths, which is why the team model is so important in healthcare and other settings. Researchers found that team reflection is critical to team improvement and yielded higher objective success rate. Another critical aspect of the team dynamic is communication, especially closed loop communication. An individual starts by calling out the information using the name of the other party, and the other party then confirms that information by repeating it back. The individual listens to the repeated message, then confirms the information. Studies have shown this is an effective method in high intensity environments, but can also be tailored to a more office-based environment. Teams must communicate. You cannot have one individual with a whole plan in their head and everyone else waiting on that information to be shared. These silos of information mean that the work is not shared efficiently and the team is not in sync. With effective communication, the work process can be expedited as everyone knows what they need to do, communicates when they are done, and moves on to the next task. This helps reduce costs and timelines are shortened. Another aspect of a good collaborative team is a good attitude. If people do not want to work with or for you, the work will suffer. Collaboration is by nature a multi-party endeavor. These individuals need to be able to ask questions, engage in dialogue, and come to mutual agreements. This cannot happen if individuals have poor attitudes, do not want to work, and are generally disagreeable. While everyone will not be happy all the time, you must at least be approachable and willing to work together to achieve your team's mission. Finally, a team member must be able to admit when they are wrong. Researchers show that interpersonal skills are increased when an individual shows humility and admits wrongdoing. We are not perfect. We will make mistakes. Admission to these mistakes shows intellectual maturity and demonstrates trust amongst the team. Team dynamics are by nature difficult. Many people working together to achieve the same outcome has rooms for misunderstanding, mistakes, and counterproductivity. However, when these problems are identified, admitted, and then forgiven, the team will have greater successes. Proverbs 28:13 states, "Whoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy." The project I worked on was a volunteer opportunity for the Fort Liberty Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Department. We prepared food and then distributed it to veterans and their families around the Fort Liberty, North Carolina area. The goal of the team was to provide food at no cost to veterans and their families to increase the morale and welfare of the individuals served. We cooked over 300 meals and distributed them to our local community. I directly contributed to this effort by cooking the food and preparing it for distribution. I worked on an outdoor industrial grill, learned how to cook en masse while also maintaining proper food handling techniques. I also ensured I conducted proper hand washing prior to touching any food and used proper utensil etiquette. We used bath cooking methodology and temperature checked all items to ensure compliance, as improper food handling is an excellent way for foodborne diseases to propagate across a community. A recent study titled "Evaluating Food Safety Compliance and Hygiene Practices of Food Handlers Working in Community and Healthcare Settings" showed that improper food handling could result in diarrheal diseases and other bacterial infections. We as a team had to keep each other safe by ensuring we had changed our gloves, we kept the food in proper temperature ranges, and we practiced proper hand hygiene regularly. I thought about civil service during my time working and how as a Christian I should give to the less fortunate. Luke 3:11 states, "And he answered them, whoever has 2 tunics is to share with him who has none, and whoever has food is to do likewise." My service during this project helped many individuals with a meal for a day that many seemed to need. I was also able to experience the joy that my actions brought to our community, and the thanks I received was rewarding. I learned a lot about myself and my team during this volunteer experience. I was fortunate enough to have an effective and collaborative team during my service. My weaknesses were mitigated by those around me, and I was taught how to be better at all my tasks. My team communicated throughout the experience by providing very detailed instructions, timelines to meet, and expectations. Everyone was friendly and approachable and made the experience of learning rather than punishment. While my efforts did not directly change anyone's lives, it definitely made people's day, and the smiles and thanks I experienced were truly exceptional. To end, Galatians 6:9 tells us, and let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. I hope everyone learned as much as I did during this class, and I hope you all continue to grow and do the Lord's work in your liberty journey.